Praise God, folks. Praise God, folks. How are you today? Yeah, old truth speakers back again. After the crazy South Carolina election over the weekend, I just a few people were sitting me, you know, email. What do I think? What do you? Why would African Americans vote for her? And what's going on? As I observed, this is going to be quick, not long. I was listening to different media outlets, conservative, liberal, you know what I mean, all the foreign, Arabic, the young, I mean, everybody, everybody was, and except for the American media, everybody else, even conservatives, were basically on one accord, and they asked one major question: why would African Americans vote for Hillary Clinton? Why? She supported Goldwater. He fought against civil rights. This same thing I was saying over and over again. Why? Well, it doesn't make any sense. Look at it. Well, first of all, the name of this one is Hillary Clinton, third black president, maybe. Donald Trump attacked by Cruz and Rubio. Okay, before we get down into the meat of the video, as Mr. Carroll always says, back in the 90s, uh, as I've said on numerous previous vids, Bill Clinton, whom his wife supported 100%, joined with the Republicans and passed the three-strike law, which disproportionately affected African Americans in massive number, which we have the same reason why we have massive incarceration of African American and Spanish and people of color. Not only that, they passed welfare reform, which large number of people, single parents, and mostly children, were on welfare. Supposed to supplement the income, so to speak. It was single parents. So I'm just trying to be brief. Forgive me. And it really took a toll, not only on African American, people of color, Hispanic, and middle to low income white families as well. I mean, it's no secret. And I've even watched some of the Middle Eastern news media that was translated into English, and it was, why do they vote like this? We don't understand. Help us understand this. They locked up most African American men, and I mean, destroyed the families, and they reformed welfare. We don't understand. Why do they vote for people that destroy them? What's going? Why do their pastors do this? What's wrong with the black caucus? I mean, we were standing there, and so I thought of the as we some friends over the network debated, the peaceful manner. And one person stood up and said, well, that's just like Mr. Carroll said, Mr. David Carroll. There is nothing logical about a lot of today's Negroes. Not all now. A lot of people, because remember, a lot of our people just don't read. Anything these people get into, they'll just follow right behind them. After they got the endorsement of the Black Caucus and some of these black pastors, that was it. You see what I mean? I mean, even after all the, I mean, many black leaders have stood out in opposition against Hillary Clinton. And they bragged about the welfare reform before he was even elected. They showed a short video, a good while before he was even president. When he was the governor, they showed it. They showed a video of him and Hillary holding hand in hand straight up in the air. I mean, and just watch this. And you could present truth to, not all now, but some African American, you show truth to them, and it has no effect on the basis or the judgment before they performed the act of vote. It had none, and nothing at all, nothing logical. So the question is, why would they vote for people that have literally, historically destroyed, almost single-handedly tore the fiber, the very fiber of the home life for the African Americans they have? Why? Because they just don't know. It's not logical. We trust, a lot of our people trust in these people who go to these black caucus and these buffoons. That's what they are. See, these people are bought and paid for. And Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders is not lying. Do you understand that? Do you know in some African American communities, poverty is 80%? That means 80% of African Americans in these communities, some of them have, 80% of them have zero, nothing. Yet we fought in every war, died in every battlefront. Yet you have people, foreigners, are controlling the economy in our own neighborhood. Yeah, answer me that one. You figure 150 years we've been free. Since the emancipation, Lincoln freed the slave. 50 years of marching, and we're actually worse off than we were in the 1920s, and that's a historical fact. So why would any African American vote? Well, of course, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. You understand? They're both different sides of the same coin. That's all Bernie Sanders will tell you. That's all Donald Trump has been telling you. Hell, they're not the only one. A lot of them are even telling you that. Even Senator Cruz, well, I'm not going to mention their name. Anyway, like I said, I'm not telling anybody who to vote for. Use your own judgment, but I just actually tell you one thing. Do research on these people. Just listen to what comes out of their mouth, okay? At least you'll have just a slight bit of knowledge on these characters before they're all owned by, most of them are owned by big business and special interest groups. Remember, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Most politicians are as full of crap as a constipated elephant. This is an allegory. America is an allegory. You understand? I've heard it said, and I believe, and it's true. America is a business. That's why most of our freedoms, as we know it, has slightly disappeared. Have you noticed that? The Constitution has been literally not only just amended, sort of changed and distorted. Do you understand? Have you noticed that? But getting back to what I was saying, and I just want to get to Trump now. The Republican Party is so afraid of Trump, of what's coming out of his mouth, that they formed Marco Rubio. Do you know any history about this man? What about Cruz? I've done a little research. Matter of fact, well, never mind, I'll leave that alone too. And now they're all out. It's an all-out attack on Donald Trump. Yeah, like I said, a lot of what Donald Trump said is true. These people are bought and paid for. They'll have to, all they're going to do is go and lobby for what the big business and special interest groups pay them to lobby for. And I had an article I was reading on the private prison industry, and you'd be surprised who these people pay off for. Well, that's another story. Despite it's an all-out attack on Donald Trump by Cruz, Rubio, and the entire and most of the Republican Party. They don't want him in the seat. Some of them have outright said if he wins the caucus, the nomination to run, they are not going to vote for him. They don't care in any scenario. They just don't want him. They say he's destroying the Republican Party. They already broke their guard of Ronald Reagan's #1 policy. Never attack another Republican. Well, that's good. Excuse the expression, Clark Gable, going with the wind. The wind, the gas, the fart, and everything else. No, I was just joking. Excuse me. But, it's amazing, the buffoonery of it. the political goofiness of this all. What such loathsome skin crawling disgrace. We have embarrassed ourselves before the entire world. Let's look at what the British news and the other news sources in Europe and Asia. This, and just listen to what they're saying. Their commentators are saying. Even some of their leaders listen to some of this. But like I said, I'm getting ready to end this because I have a part 2 of this. I'm going to show you this after Super Tuesday. But our African American folks, let me tell you something. I love my people too. I believe in you, understand. I was brought up in a 2-parent household. Both grandparents, hardworking, were there. I had an uncle, matter of fact, 2 or 3 uncles that were in World War II. One was December 7th, 1941 at Pearl Harbor. I've said this over and over and over again. I don't have the consent of the family to present his name, but that was my uncle, the one that was at Pearl Harbor. Some of their first cousins, family, one was wounded in Europe, but anyway, I don't want to say too much. But so I can say anything I want to within reason. Do you understand what I mean? Within reason, not disrespecting anybody, but the absolute devote. This is not only David Carroll said. Mr. David Carroll said it's a slap in the face. Now Hillary Clinton had Trayvon Martin's mother, Eric Garner's mother. I think it's 2 other the young fellows that were killed by police had their mothers. Now just when she was starting the run, when she was confronted by Black Lives Matter, what did she say? All lives matter. You know what I mean? Did you see the sarcasm of what she said it? But now she's giving long speeches after she have these fellows' mother up there, that were killed by police. She have them there to finish duping the African American public and the voting, putting all their support behind. Did you see the election in South Carolina? The 80 to 19 or 80 something to 20. Really? Come on, black folks, really? That's why I say she may be the 3rd black president because her husband was the first, according to some African American so-called leaders. Come on now, what do you expect? Come on. You made us become the laughing stock of a criminal? Really? What happened to Benghazi? What about the email? What about how much he gets paid for these speeches? Have you ever thought of that, really? Why don't some of these buffoons, self-appointed civil rights leaders talk about that? Really? Remember, America, we're geographically in the same location, but this is not the America that we grew up in. Those who also grew up in the 60s and 70s and 50s, 60s. These people here could care less about the American people. I hate to see white, black, Spanish, or I don't care, any other American, regardless of their ethnicity, all jump together at each other's throat. Well, the media is doing one hell of a job on us. That's just the way they want it, at each other's throats, as they take away more of our freedom and give us buffoons and screwballs to vote for and start wars so that our children, white and black, and everybody else die in. Really? You know how many thousands and thousands of American soldiers came back and can't even get help? Well, we don't have any funds. I'm sorry, folks. I just got a little passionate. I hate to see our people duped into foolishness. God bless, folks. We really need it. Let me go. I'm starting to get, God bless.